with that, the Metroid series went on ice for almost a decade, with the next release not arriving until 2002. I was part of the problem back then, but let's take a look at Super Metroid now to see what I and everyone else who didn't buy it was missing back in 1994. If you haven't played Metroid 1 and 2 before playing Super Metroid, it does its best to get you up to speed. An awesome intro sequence goes over how Samus fought Metroids on planet Zebes and defeated the space pirate leader, Mother Brain, in Metroid 1, and then took the fight to the Metroid's home planet on SR-388 in Metroid 2 for the Game Boy, before taking a Metroid hatchling to the Galactic Research Station series. This is where Super Metroid, also known as Metroid 3, picks up immediately after the events of Metroid 2. Thinking her job was finished, Samus left the series space colony and headed out for new adventures. But before she got very far, the series began admitting she rushed back to help. Arriving back at the space station, she finds the dead bodies of the scientists she left the Metroid hatchling, as well as an empty containment unit that once held the Metroid itself. After exploring the rest of the station in search of the baby Metroid, Samus finds it. However, it turns out that space pirate Ridley is already dead and tries to kill Samus before taking the Metroid and setting the station to self-destruct.
You need to buy me.
Samus only has 60 seconds to escape back to her ship, and as the station is destroyed behind her, she sets out to the planet Zebes once more to ruin Ridley's day the way he just ruined hers.
I hope you would, please.
That's just the intro of Super Metroid, and wow, just from this opening section, I could tell that I was in for something really amazing. The tone is dark, hardcore sci-fi, and the action's always bigger and more intense than the previous Metroid games. Maybe that's why Metroid backed up to Nintendo's larger, more colorful franchises. But I think that's special. The rest of Metroid has Samus returning to explore the underground caverns and mechanical corners of Zebes as she gains new abilities, grows in power, defeats all kinds of gross aliens. Having already been there in the first Metroid game, the planet shows signs of her previous adventure. Some familiar places are exactly the same, just aged and damaged to show how much time has passed. I thought this was really cool visual storytelling. Super Metroid has 4 major bosses to defeat before you can get to the objective. The iconic lizard monster Kraid, the floating head alien with an eye in its mouth, Bantu. I'm not sure what Dragon's supposed to be. Dragon, some kind of shrimp, and finally Ridley himself. Before we go ahead, I just want you to know that there will be spoilers on how the game ends. If you don't want to know what happens, then I suggest you stop the video and play the game. Otherwise, let's continue. After tackling these, Samus can enter the space pirate headquarters called Torian, where she makes a disturbing discovery of failed Metroid clones called Metroids. More Metroids is obviously a bad thing, so Samus keeps going to put a stop to this madness. Along the way, she runs into a brand new Metroid hatchlings, and then a mega-sized Metroid. That giant Metroid steals all but one of Samus's energy containers, but it stops once it recognizes Samus. This giant Metroid is the Metroid hatchling from the beginning of the game. The giant Metroid stops just short of killing Samus, giving her time to restore her health and face off against Mother Brain once more. The bombastic boss fight that follows has 2 stages. The first is similar to the final fight in Metroid 1, while the second sees Mother Brain attaching to a gross-looking biomechanical monstrosity to fight Samus. It looks kind of like an alien T-Rex for some reason. Just when it looks like Mother Brain has Samus beat, the giant Metroid jumps in, attacks Mother Brain, and disables her long enough to give Samus back all of the energy it stole from her before. It then sacrifices itself to protect Samus, weakening Mother Brain enough to finally be defeated. This part right here, where the giant Metroid dies, really hit home for me, since it felt like Samus had an attachment to the giant Metroid when I was a baby. It spared it probably like finding a lost kitty or puppy in Metroid 2. The way the Metroid in the title screen seems like a pet calling out to its mom. The noises it makes. These things help me with wanting to go all the way through and see it to the end, and making it personal to eradicate Mother Brain with extreme prejudice. It was so satisfying to finally beat this boss, but now we have another obstacle in our way. A 3-minute self-destruct timer pops up. Samus rushes to escape, and planet Zebes is obliterated. Rescue the Itakuns and the Dakura by blasting a wall for them to escape. That was cool, seeing the flash of light indicating that they escaped from the planet. Another nice touch is that it's canon and they are alive in Metroid Fusion. Super Metroid definitely delivers on its promise of its opening. It is completely cinematic and action-packed all the way to the end credits. But that's not what made it a revolutionary game. Super Metroid was a game that established much of the Metroid formula. The series would later follow. It was the first game to feature a map system to help player navigation. It was the first to introduce save rooms. Samus has a run button for the first time, and so much more. The power of the Super Nintendo allowed Super Metroid to be far bigger and more detailed than previous games, creating an incredible, immersive, and engaging experience. On top of all that, gameplay improvements like being able to shoot on diagonals, turning abilities on and off, crouch aiming, and the moonwalk. You can do it to shoot while walking backward, give you a ton of tactical options when fighting the danger of the planet Zebes. In case it wasn't clear, I really enjoyed Super Metroid. The floating movement felt a little unusual to me, but I did have to use a guide to get through some portions. But I had a great time playing this all the way to the end. I don't regret picking Final Fantasy III over it all those years ago, but I'm glad to say I have finally experienced Super Metroid. So if you take anything away from this video, let it be that it's never too late to play a game you missed out on. You might just find a new favorite.
Wow, lots of gross stuff in the fridge. Tossed out all the energy drinks that had Space Pirate in it, like it's life force. Who drinks that? Certainly not you, slut jerky, or W in this family. Wait, BM, I am so sorry. I did not know that was your drinks. Let go, you fart knocker.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, and let me know what Metroid game was your favorite in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more awesome videos like this on the Gaming Road Warrior channel. See you next time, and remember, gaming is your road to adventure.